Welcome to this edition of Inside Story on African Free Press TV, where we report and present Africa from a refreshing perspective to the world. I'm your host, O. Stevens. In this edition, our focus is to look at the current status of national security in Nigeria. When we talk about national security, our job here is to support our gallant soldiers, to support our law enforcement officers, the police, the DSS, the NSCDC, and all the other various arms of national security. Lately, you may be aware that the DSS office in Kogi State was attacked by a group of men that are believed to be terrorists. When we talk about the DSS, that is the Department of State Security in Nigeria. In that particular attack, a life or more lives of security agents were lost. Some of the terrorists were also killed. And the information coming our way, even though not yet verified, stated that about 30 prisoners believed to be terrorists were freed and taken away. Now, what do you think about this? In this day and age of the challenges we are facing in the country, is that okay? Secondly, you may be aware that lately that the former secretary of the government of Nigeria, Chief Olufalaye, was kidnapped. Thank goodness he's now been released. But the point is, when such elder statesmen are kidnapped in their own farm, in their own state, in their own village, what does he talk about instead of national security? Remember, he's not the only one that's been kidnapped lately. A lot of other Nigerians, professors, media people, family and friends have been kidnapped. But this issue of Chief Olufalaye being kidnapped made certain Nigerians to ask, what is going on with our national security? What can we do to improve it? Now there was this problem, this saga, if a ransom was paid or not. And now let's move further. We also heard about the issues going on at the Rivers State Tribunal for their elections. And there was this allegations by the INEC that certain people involved in national security lied under oath. Is this good for our national security? Let's move on also. Also lately, we heard that the army actually accused certain statesmen, elder statesmen, leaders of Borno State, that's the northeast of Nigeria. They were accused of sabotaging the effort or the war against insurgency group. Now a lot of people are seriously concerned about this saga. Is it true the elders of Borno State are sabotaging the army and making the war against terror difficult to win by the Nigerian army? We even heard about the attacks of this insurgency group over the weekend. On Friday and even in this past Saturday, Malari in Kundugu local government in Borno State was attacked, causing about 20 lives, destruction of lives and properties. Also an attack on Friday that cost over 55 lives. And you all know or heard about the attacks at the IDP camps in Adamawa State in the past week or 2 weeks. What is the status of national security in Nigeria? What can we do well? What can we do better to save more lives? Because one of the constitutional requirements, because One of the constitutional requirements is the protection of lives and property and security for Nigerians. Therefore, we are calling on Mr. President and the people in charge of our national security to make sure that we look after our elder statesmen like Chief Olufalaye. And now he returned home safely. And just like other kidnapped victims, that we have to give them the victim care. Yes, victim care. One thing is for them to return home safely. The next thing is for the law enforcement agencies, the police, to reach out to them and give them that support, that counseling, to make sure that they recover from their trauma. The same thing applies to all the young girls and women that the Nigerian army recently returned back home from the hands of the insurgency group, to make sure they get the support, the counseling, to make them feel part of us. We need to make sure that no other military or paramilitary installment is attacked by a terrorist group, like what happened in the DSS office in Kogi. We have to make sure that we nip the bud or to stop this allegation, to make sure that every person involved in the sabotaging of the Nigerian military on the ongoing war against insurgency, that they are brought to book. It's not good enough for you to say that people are involved. Please make arrests, charge people to court, prosecute them in a competent court of law. That way, Nigerians will take you serious. Up to date, no member of the terror group, no supporter, no soldier, no sympathizer has been charged to court. Are we seeing recycled terrorism? We are on one operation, terrorists are being arrested, and the next operation, terrorists are being released and said to be free. What are we doing about national security in Nigeria? Remember, this African Free Press TV, and in this edition we talked about the current status of national security in Nigeria. Thank you for watching. God bless you. My name is O.C. Vince, your host. Bye-bye.